What's happening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Rust. That's right, we're out here playing Rust, and today we thought I'd go back and have a look at how the year 2024 went down for Rust and see how it has progressed. So, first of all, 11 years strong, mate. That's right, 11 years strong. The game is still going hard. Who knew that this game would still be around 11 years? If anything, it is progressing, and the player count is definitely starting to grow. So if they can keep on this road that they're going on, the game's going to go well, mate. The game's going to go well. They do continue to update it. And speaking of that, let's see what the updates for 2024 were that made the game what it is today. So first of all, they brought in quality of life updates. They just brought in 300 quality of life updates right from the beginning of 2024, which was absolutely insane, mate. Like, I'm not going to go through them all because there's 300 of them. There's 300 of them, so let's just move on to the next thing. Okay, then they brought out new weapons. They added in 5 new weapons. The minigun, the military flamethrower, the SKS, the high caliber revolver, and the handmade SMG, which is absolutely insane. First time I ever ran into one of these lads out on the small oil rig, I was shocked, absolutely shocked. I was like, has that dude got a minigun? It was insane. It was insane. Then lighting the way. So lighting the way was basically all about bringing new players into the game without having the harsh reality of basically it's when you jump into Rust, it can be quite hard when you first start. That learning curve that you got to learn on how to do things, it's very hard. I've had a lot of troubles learning and still learning every single day on how to play the game. So this was an excellent update that they brought in. When was it? March 7th of March they brought this in. And this allowed players just to sort of have that head start of the basic movement, the crafting, the building the bases, upgrading bases, respawning, resources, looting, all that sort of stuff. The workbenches, using vehicles. It taught the players everything they needed to know to be able to play the game. So this was incredible, mate. Like, this is what sort of allowed the new players to come in and not feel as threatened when you first jump on that server with 400 people running around. It can be crazy, mate. Can be crazy. Then they brought out the seismic shift, I think it is. But yeah, they brought this out 6th of June 2024. And it basically brought in the new sensors that allow you to basically know if an explosion had happened at your base. Now these sensors, they are powered. And it also brought in, I think, new deployable power as well, which is pretty good, you know what I mean? Like, and so basically you go out there and, you can figure it within a range of 1 to 30 meters. So, yeah, they've also allowed you to bring in the barricades, and they allowed you to, for the first time ever, to drop these inside monuments. So you can see here, inside monuments. And then they allowed you to do the wood ones, the stone ones, the concretes, and the sandbag. The DK, the DK of them, 15 minutes DK, 8 to 10 minutes within melee. I have no idea what that meant, but whatever it was, mate. And then they also brought in, I can't remember what this was about. Who knows? Visual feedback for building blocks. So they brought in this area that allows you to see whether you can build or not build. As you can see, this player here, he's coming in. It's blue where you can build out here, red you can't build, which just allows you to know where you can build. I didn't actually know they brought that in this year. That's insane. I thought that was like in the game. I've been a noob to the game myself this year, so that's interesting. That is interesting. But as you can see, it puts this ring around all your monuments that shows you where you can build and where you can't build. So you can't build in the inside of the ring, and you can build on the outside of the ring. And it showed you like this, you'll know when you put down a thing whether it's red. It'll let you build or not build. Same as like all these different monuments. It's the same thing. There was some more quality of life changes put into this. Faster code locks. Yeah, just a bunch of different stuff. Faster window crafting. Okay, didn't really know that. Skin names, helicopter handbrake. There was a lot of different quality of life updates here. Yeah, there's a fair few. Chainsaw hit radius. So you can see there was a lot. But all this was back in, when was it? I think it was June. Let's go up. Yeah, back in June is when they brought all this sort of stuff in. Okay, let's move on. Then they had the bags to riches. Now these things are insane, mate. Absolutely insane. So these bags to riches, basically they brought in these new different sorts of backpacks that you can put on, allowing players to carry more loot, which is absolutely insane. I've actually used this many times in one of my recent videos, actually, where I used this backpack to allow me to carry a lot more loot with me. And it's actually quite opposite to what they're doing in some of the other games, like DayZ. They took away some of your inventory, which is quite interesting, where this one added it. So it makes it a lot better. Like, there's nothing worse than going out, finding that stuff, and then like those resources and things, and not being able to bring them back, and just, you leave them behind thinking, man, I really wanted that. And then they brought in the metal detector as well, a new metal detector allowing you to find metal objects beneath the ground. Now this is actually one of the things I have not used yet. When was this? This was 1st of February. Okay. Alright. So this is actually before. I didn't know that. But yeah, they brought in the metal detector. I've never used the metal detector before. So, yeah. It looks pretty cool though. It does look pretty cool. I do have to try jump in and use that. Improvements and fixes. So yeah, they brought in a few improvements here. Safe zone warnings, compass depth markers. Gee, they brought in a lot of cool stuff this year. Repair costs, rotate doors. They only bring all that in this year. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Me as being a noob, like, I didn't even know they brought a lot of this stuff in just recently. It is pretty cool. New post-processing. So, you can see the differences here in the post-processing, which just allows it just gives it a bit more, like, alive. Like, makes it feel more alive, basically. That's about it. Industrial performance. Yeah. Memory optimization, which, everyone... And it certainly works a lot better. Improved texture qualities. To the old and the new. I'm not really seeing much difference in them two. Oh yeah, that's kind of a bit more blurry. Yeah, true. Okay, so they had that. What else did they bring in? People? They also brought in waves of change. So updates to the cargo ship and helicopter events. Additional overhauls of the harbour. So in this one here, they basically... We've given both the harbour a fresh coat of paint for this month, which was in April. This is when this happened. With significant amount of visuals and gameplay changes. These changes support the new cargo ship docking process, which allows the ship to adjust its course and dock within the harbour. Which is like, I've seen this happen in game, mate. It's insane. Like, when you're there and you hear the ship, honk his horn, and then you see this drawbridge open, it does look mad. It's what made me rethink about Rust when I first started playing it. And I was thinking, why is people like this game so much? And I seen an event like this, and I was like, man, it makes it feel alive. It really does. Like, it's insane of what it does. Oil rigs receiving an upgrade this month with an underwater access. So a new way to access it. You can dive into this port. I've actually been down here before. I've never come in through this way, but I have been down here and seen it. It does look pretty mad. Like, look at that. It looks pretty insane. Oh, what do I do? How do I get out of it? There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So that was the minigun, cupboards, flamethrowers. Yeah. So this must have been around the time that they brought in all of that stuff, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So they brought in a lot then in April. That was a decent update in April. Okay. So this one here was in July. So a lot of this stuff was towards the start of the year, when you think about it. A lot of this stuff was start of the year. So they brought in new motorbikes. So they had the motorbikes that are in there, these are things that are mad. These vehicles are actually really good to use. Insane vehicles. Yeah, you got your two different variants here where you have, the one like this, but then you also have the one with the side cart. So enabling 2 players to cruise. These things look really cool when you see them when you see them out in the world. Pretty cool devices. They also brought in the bicycle, which is a lot slower, and the bicycle with a little chair in the back, little basket, which is pretty cool. They brought in the handcuffs and prisoner hood. So then you can handcuff someone up, put the hood on, they can't see where they're getting taken to, they don't know where your base is, and then you can question them. You can question them, mate, say, why did you come and raid my base? Who was it that did it? And then, it just makes it pretty cool. Bit harsh in a way too, but pretty cool. Not bad at all. The traveling vendor. So this shop is actually awesome as well. You'll find it traveling around on your roads. And then, coming up to this thing can be a lifesaver. Actually quite cheap. The weapons and stuff that are in here are quite cheap. So I've seen this before and was actually quite shocked that you are able to get what you can from this vehicle. And it looks mad. It's like an ice cream truck driving along the road. It looks really, really cool. They brought in some more quality of life updates. So nothing too much there. Dynamic vendor prices. Oh yeah, so they do actually have dynamic vendor prices. Further memory things. Underwater visibility. And anti-cheat update. So they brought in things to try and stop the worst thing that we always hate, mate, cheaters, you mean. So they brought in this back in April that just to sort of stop the biggest problem that they have of cheaters, mate. And so, a lot of new things were brought in to stop that from happening. Creative mode. There's a new set of... I didn't know they had a creative mode, dude. Tell you honest, I didn't know they had a creative mode. So that's actually quite interesting. And then, so that's pretty much what they did there. And then the latest update that they had in October, this is the newest one out of all of them, was the World Update 2.0, people. The World Update 2.0 brought in a new rebuilt Radtown. So Radtown had a full overhaul. It's completely changed from what it was. And basically they made it look better. They made it look cooler. And then they brought in like the World Update. So they brought in a lot of new things with the World Update. Just making it more modern. Making it more new. Making it look a lot better than what it ever has before. So they brought in the new cliffs, which do look really good in the game. I must admit, I have seen them and they do look really, really good. Then, they revamped the rock formations, bringing these back in. These also look good in the game. Once again, it brings that game up into the modern era of the way it's supposed to, the way it looks. With some of the games that are out today, in order for them to keep up visually, I reckon this was definitely a must. Definitely a must. Got your unique environments with your canyons, the lakes. These can help with, all those people that want to build those, like farm type bases or fishing bases. These come in really, really good. Especially out in the Oasis with this here. It just gives you that water where, there's not normally water, mate, so it certainly helps a lot. The rivers had an overhaul, making them look a lot better. They certainly look way better than what they ever have before. And then, this is the one that brought in the high caliber revolver, which is a dangerous weapon, mate. It's just a dangerous weapon. They now also brought in the legacy wood piles, which are found all across the map. just helping you, so you don't have to cut down all the trees, mate. You just get the wood piles. You don't need to cut down all the trees. Your dive sites were revamped. So basically, they made them look a lot better than what they used to. And yeah, they look pretty cool, mate. They look pretty cool. Dive down. I have tried these, but I didn't quite enjoy it, but maybe other people do. Especially more like a PvE style play. I reckon they'll definitely like it a lot more. They did bring in the new propulsion vehicle, which was also awesome. So this thing, allows you to, you're not swimming so slow. You can get in, you can get out quite fast. The water well updates, radioactive water. So they brought in this here, being able to use it as like a new sort of weapon, basically. You can either throw it at players or you can use it as a trap. So you can spray them and then, do radioactive damage, mate. Do radioactive damage. They also brought in the new Frontier Pack, which basically brought out a new sort of suit, new sort of clothing, and, like new skins for everything, which is pretty mad. Pretty mad, mate. And then that was basically it. So coming out of 2024, 11 years strong, Rust is stronger, better, bigger than ever. So hopefully you all enjoyed that. Smash the like button. Consider hitting the subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.